your American dream?
My American dream is to grow up and for everyone to be equal.
My American dream is for the world to be at peace.
Our American dream is to be able to raise our family and to be able to give them the best, that we can give them in this great country.
My American dream is to live in the world no matter what race or nationality you are. Everybody is smiling at you, loving, and supporting you no matter what. And that's the way the whole world should be. Amen.
My American dream is to see, a country where we don't have these issues that we're seeing a lot of now, divide in this country. And, I just want to see it better.
What is your American dream?
My American dream is to grow up and for everyone to be equal.
My American dream is for the world to be at peace.
Our American dream is to be able to raise our family and to be able to give them the best, that we can give them in this great country.
My American dream is to live in the world no matter what race or nationality you are. Everybody is smiling at you, loving, and supporting you no matter what. And that's the way the whole world should be. Amen.
My American dream is to see, a country where we don't have these issues that we're seeing a lot of now, divide in this country. And, I just want to see it better tomorrow. So let's hope that we all work together and get there.
My American dream is for everyone to be happy and healthy.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Hi, everybody! Happy St. Patrick's Day! I'm here in Rockaway Beach. I came with Jonathan to celebrate St. Patrick's Day today, and I've had the best time. As you can see, I got a little hat. I can't believe how well this fits me. It's perfect. It's Groundhog
Yes, it is Wacky World Thursday. Welcome, everybody. March 17th, 2022. So wacky, we had to start 3 times.
Yeah,
but
that's
finally,
that's
how wacky it is. Jonathan, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm wearing my green. For St. Where's your green?
I didn't even, I have to be honest with you, I forgot it was St. Patrick's Day when I was getting dressed this morning. I came into, my apologies to those celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and I came in, and I'm like, damn, everyone in the office is wearing green but me. And I'm like, what was I thinking?
You guys can't tell because we have a green screen, but this is green, by the way.
It's green.
Yes. You can't tell on the show.
It's a dark green.
It has the word green in it.
It is a dark green, yes. Yet a green. Well,
I couldn't wear like a regular green, or else I'd be a floating head.
That'd be hilarious. That would actually be really funny. We should do that one day, just floating head.
Yeah, we can.
Bradshaw Live. Dip Fab, Cake Affairs, Squad Up, how are you? Let's say hello, by the way, to everybody.
Yeah.
And happy St. Patrick's Day. Jewel Delph, Squad Up, how are you? Credine Vic, Squad Up. Joyce Henry. Sonia Fuckerson. Lawrence. I like saying that. Fuckerson.
Okay.
But it's Fuckerson.
Yes.
Flacco and Squad Up. Cordella Douglas, how are you? Squad Up. Willie L. Williams, how are you? Pepe Samuel, Squad Up. Vitalis Asugwu. Darsh Singh. Marie Maxwell. Ringgold Amata. Saying hello to everybody. Demba Sao. Joining us, Dawn Harriet, Dainty Brown, Squad Up. Who else we got here? I said Dawn Harriet. And Raquel Williams, Joanna Jacob, saying hello. Hey. And Jessica Leamy.
Of course.
We see you.
We see you. Always.
Susie Q on YouTube, Squad Up crew. And Boyadoid, I guess. Is it Beadoid? Biodide. Brad, this is a pre-schmooze question. What is a Schedule A occupation? Well, that's referring to labor applications, perm applications. When you get sponsored in a job, you got to prove you're not taking a job away from an American worker. That's a general proposition of the job sponsorship for a green card. There are Schedule A occupations. There are Schedule B occupations. Schedule B occupations are occupations where you can never prove that you're not taking a job away from an American. Those jobs are always available to Americans, and basically the Schedule B occupations you cannot get sponsored in. Schedule A occupations is the opposite. It's been predetermined by the U.S. Labor Department that there is a scarcity of these U.S. workers, so that way your perm application is automatically approvable. Those occupations on a Schedule A occupation skip the perm altogether. You still got to prepare the perm application, but you file it directly with the I-140. So you actually save, if you're in a Schedule A occupation, you save about 12, 18 months on processing for your green cards. Jonathan,
yes,
question for you. Name one occupation that you would think of that there is a scarcity of U.S. workers.
One occupation.
There's more than one, but what do you think it would be one on the Schedule A?
That's scarce.
Scarcity.
A scarcity.
Not they're scared.
I know.
Scarcity like shortage.
Yeah, of workers. I would say like farmers.
No. Registered nurses.
Oh.
Physical therapists.
Okay.
And certain occupational therapists.
Are
definitely on Schedule A. There may be some others that got added on and off, but those 3 are always on.
Dang.
And Chris K saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Guys, Squad Up. So if you are a registered nurse, physical therapist, or occupational therapist, you are most likely on Schedule A. You skip the perm application file, go right for the I-140.
Oh, nice.
All right, take it away.
All right, squad. So you already know what time it is. I need you guys to throw in all your questions, just like we just answered one now. Throw all your questions in right now, because during social media check-in, we're going to go back and read all of the ones that we get early on in the show. We can't promise everybody gets theirs answered, so throw it in as soon as possible. And also share it on all social media platforms. Please share it on Facebook and different groups. You can text it to people, share it on YouTube. Let everybody know about the show, because we're about to start schmoozing with bread. Brad. He's going to fill us in on the latest headlines, including the news that the Department of Homeland Security has announced a new independent advisory council and what that means for immigration issues. And today is Thursday, Squad, so you already know wacky world news, including a painting that has been put up on eBay that the seller says buy at your own risk.
That looks like an evil painting. That looks like an evil painting.
What?
That looks like evil Chucky painting.
First of all, would you buy it?
All right, we're gonna get into that. We'll get into that. And of
Look
course,
at that.
and of course, you know, we have any like
eerie
music,
sound,
woo,
right?
You know,
That looks
and of
crazy.
course, you can call. Can you imagine if you put that in your bedroom?
And my eyes just start.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
heck
we're gonna
no.
get into that.
Yeah.
And call Spar and Bernstein at 1-800-529-5465. Internationally, it's +1 212-227 8933. When you call that number, 1-800-529-5465, you are calling my law office, in which I am the president. You're also calling our show, Brad Show Live. It's the same telephone number, and if you call right now, we do have open lines. And hint, hint, I can tell you that generally, by the time I'm done with the schmooze, the lines are locked and loaded. So if you call right now, you will get your immigration questions answered by me live in about 15, 20 minutes from now. Right, Yo-Yo?
Yep.
All right, you ready to start schmoozing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Lo and behold, Yo-Yo, it is St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why my calendar is supposed to alert me of this. I wasn't thinking this morning,
Right.
but I realized as soon as I got to work.
Your high school coach didn't call you?
No, my high school coach did not call me to tell me. He only calls me to tell me to set back my clock.
Exactly.
In October. St. Patrick's Day kicks off. I've been telling that joke for a long time, and everyone always believes me. I'm like, no, really, Mike.
No, I believed it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
long time.
I'm like, no, the man's not calling me. He's probably dead. He was like an old man when I was in high school. St. Patrick's Day kicks off a worldwide celebration, also known as the Feast of St. Patrick, on March 17th. Many wear green in honor of the Irish and decorate with shamrocks. According to lore, the wearing of the green tradition dates back to a story written about St. Patrick in 1726. St. Patrick was alive, by the way, between 385 and 461 AD. And he used the shamrock to illustrate the Holy Trinity and wore green clothing. And while the story is unlikely to be true, many revel in the Irish heritage and eat traditional Irish fare. And I'm telling you, I'm sure somebody's going to see our show and say, no, Brad, the story's true.
Right.
So if you believe the story is true, then fantastic.
There you go.
Who am I to disagree with you? In the United States.
You weren't there, right?
I wasn't
Yeah.
there. In the United States, St. Patrick's Day has been celebrated since before the country was formed. So this St. Patrick's Day celebrations go back before 1776. And at times the holiday's been a bit rowdy because people like to drink, especially green beer.
Mm-hmm.
They like to have parades and sometimes even dress up like a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Now, however, in Ireland, this is interesting. I didn't know this. St. Patrick's Day takes a more solemn mood. It wasn't until events in the United States broadcast in Ireland that some of the Yankee Irish people ways spread across the pond to the more traditional mainland Ireland. And one Irish American tradition not common to Ireland is corned beef and cabbage.
Wow.
They do not eat corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day,
But they do it
but
here.
they do it here.
We always change stuff up, though.
Yeah. So here's some ways to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. You could wear green. You could read up about St. Patrick's Day. Cook an Irish feast. You can use hashtag St. Patrick's Day to post on social media. You can drink green beer.
There you go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Or,
our
or
green
join
beer?
in a parade or watch a parade.
I've done a couple parades.
Right?
Yes.
All right. Meanwhile, there was a parade here in New York City. There wasn't a parade because of COVID in the last year, but there was the annual St. Patrick's Day parade. It made its in-person return to New York City today, and it marches up Fifth Avenue, or marches actually down Fifth Avenue, after virtual celebrations in the last 2 years because of COVID. In an acknowledgement of the past 2 years, the parade held a moment of silence at noon outside St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is, I believe, on 49th Street and 5th Avenue. Beautiful church.
Nice.
they had a moment of silence at noon to mark the 20th anniversary of 9/11 and the victims of the pandemic, and also a moment of silence in recognition of the people in Ukraine and what they are going through at this very moment.
Nice.
Mayor Adams said, New York City, because he spoke, New York City is a city of immigrants, rich in its culture and diversity, and our Irish brothers and sisters have contributed to our city's history for generations. This St. Patrick's Day, we honor those Irish immigrants who relocated and helped build our city, and the many Irish Americans who serve New York City to this day. Today we celebrate the fighting spirit of the Irish with the courage and resilience of this entire city. And an interesting fact, Jonathan, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are 31.5 million people in the United States of America who claim Irish ancestry. And if you say that the U.S. is about 330 million people, it's almost 1 out of 10. Almost. Yeah. 1 out of 10, can make a claim to Irish ancestry.
Nice.
And the Department of Homeland Security today, they have reinstituted its Independent Advisory Council nearly a year after Department of Homeland Security head Mayorkas disbanded it. And the reason he disbanded it was full of pumpkin lovers.
Yeah.
Okay, and we don't mean pumpkin lovers for Halloween.
Right.
We mean pumpkin lovers for that pumpkin in the White House. So as soon as the Secretary, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas took control of the Department of Homeland Security, he said, you, and you, get out of here and make sure the door don't hit you on the ass on the way out. Well, he now has put together a new Independent Advisory Council. It's made up of 33 members, including former Department of Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff, General Motors CEO Mary Barra, and Kids in Need of Defense President Wendy Young. Others include the CEO of Girls Who Code, Tarika Barrett, Chobani founder and CEO Hamdi Uluka, United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby, former president of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives Linda R. Williams, and former Defense Secretary Leon Panetta. The whole reason behind this nonpartisan group of leaders is to have some thought leaders who come from outside of the government so that there is not a groupthink with inside the government. Sometimes you have a groupthink where you get like-minded people and they all yes each other and say, great idea, great idea, great idea, great idea. And then it turns out not such a great idea. Perfect example of groupthink, Putin and his advisors. They all talked themselves into, great idea, let's invade Ukraine. Wasn't such a great idea. So that's why you have outside advisors to say, wait a second.
That makes sense.
Wait a second. Maybe we shouldn't invade Ukraine. Or maybe we shouldn't put this policy at the Department of Homeland Security in place. And Biden talking about Putin, called him a war criminal. It was the harshest condemnation of Putin's actions from any U.S. official since the war in the Ukraine began 3 weeks ago. The shift from the administration's previous stance came after an emotional address to Congress from Ukrainian President Zelensky, who aired a video showing Ukrainians suffering amid Russia's onslaught. Zelensky asked American lawmakers again to help defend itself, including a no-fly zone. Biden's response is he cannot do a no-fly zone. And the reason he cannot do a no-fly zone is if you do a no-fly zone, the thinking is you are now in direct combat with the Russians. And that now, as President Biden said, I think I'm paraphrasing him, that now, ladies and gentlemen, is World War III. So the United States and NATO is doing everything in its power to help defend Ukraine without actually confronting the Russians. I actually saw a Gallup poll came out today that said 75% of Americans believe that the United States should do everything in its power to defend Ukraine, short of having a no-fly zone. 19% of Americans said that they should do everything in their power to support Ukraine and have a no-fly zone, even if that includes the potential for war with Russia.
Wow.
So you are looking at a country at this moment where 94% of Americans who live in the United States of America support what Biden is doing, what NATO is doing. 94%. That's almost the entire country behind everything that NATO and the United States is doing right now. Whether you agree on having a no-fly zone or not having a no-fly zone, it's almost unanimous in the United States of America that we should be doing everything within our power without escalating to support Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. Now, other world leaders, including British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, said last week war crimes were being committed. Now, the definition of a war crime is when you intend, one of the definitions, there could be more, I'm not an expert on it, but I know one of the definitions of a war crime is when you intentionally target innocent civilians. So when an army intentionally targets innocent civilians, rather than fighting a war army versus army, that becomes a war crime under international law. There may be other war crimes as well, but that is one of them. The Russians have bombed hospitals, maternity wards, shelters where children were living.
Yeah.
The question becomes, was it intentional? At some point, you can argue because you don't know what's in the person's mind. If it happens over and over and over and over again, you can argue that at some point it's got to be intentional. If it happens on a one-off instance and all the other instances it has not happened, well, you can make an argument that, sometimes missiles go astray.
Yeah.
But if it happens time and time and time and time and time and time and time again, which it appears is what's happening in Ukraine right now, and the reason it's happening is because the Ukrainians are fighting back and Russia hasn't made much advance. So they're now going scorched earth.
Does it have to be missiles, or can it be like the soldiers
that
have
been killing? It could be soldiers, anything.
But they've been killing people.
That is correct.
That right there seems pretty intentional.
That's why Biden, that's why Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and that's why the United States Senate asked for the entire United States Senate, all 100 senators, has asked for an international investigation into war crimes. In Poland last week, Vice President Kamala Harris called for international investigations into war crimes. And Biden delivered his assessment. The White House said the administration's investigation into war crimes is also continuing. Yesterday, talking about war crimes, a theater in Mariupol where civilians were sheltering was bombed. They also had a building that they marked on top with huge letters. I don't know how they did it with paint or whatever. Children are living here.
Wow.
And that building was bombed.
Wow.
And children died. Other children, you saw pictures coming out of the rubble. Sometimes when the war is not going your way, you go after the civilians. You try to, if you go after enough civilians, perhaps, I guess the thinking from the generals would be that they would lose their will to continue to fight if you're, but I don't see that happening at this moment. Today, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also again reiterated the United States is not going to enforce closing the skies across the Ukraine. President Zelensky is doing a round robin of speeches to different parliaments and congresses and senators around the world. Yesterday, yes, he's a smart guy, and he's also an entertainer, so he knows how to get a crowd up and support him, obviously. So yesterday, when he was giving a speech before Congress, he was using Martin Luther King Jr. and the struggle that the United States went through for liberty and justice, and also pointed out to the senator that if you want to be the leader of the free world, which is what the United States claims to be. You got to walk the talk. You can't just talk the talk. I'm paraphrasing what he said. In Germany today, when he was speaking to lawmakers, he addressed the German parliament, and he referenced the Holocaust in Germany. He said, every year politicians say never again. Now I see these words are worthless. In Europe, a people is being destroyed. And today, on its official Twitter account, the United Kingdom Defense Ministry said the Russian invasion of Ukraine is largely stalled. They have not been able to move. The ministry said Russian forces have made minimal progress on land, sea, and air in recent days. The vast majority of Ukrainian territory, including all major cities, remains in Ukrainian hands. So this is a war that's going to go on for a very, very long time. I think Putin thought he was going to run over Ukraine. He's not going to. This is going to be a war that's going to be months and months and months, if not years, unless one of three things happens. Putin's removed from power somehow, and there's a new Russian leadership. There is some sort of peace between Ukraine and Russia. They are having peace talks. Or if this war gets out of control, Putin starts using chemical weapons, or perhaps even a tactical nuclear weapon. And the reason why people are concerned about that is because the sanctions are hurting Russia very, very bad right now. You have a caged animal in a corner, they could lash out, especially one that's not thinking rationally. The United States says that over 7,000 Russian soldiers have been killed already in only 3 weeks of combat. That's more soldiers who died in Ukraine for Russia in 3 weeks than all American soldiers who died in Afghanistan in 20 years.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people. There's more than, according to the Ukrainian military, an estimated 14 to 21,000 injured Russian soldiers. There are reports that Russian soldiers are leaving their vehicles. They're just giving up. They don't want to fight.
Good.
And literally either giving themselves up or just walking the woods and just walking back to Russia. But there are reports of that as well.
Wow.
There's also reports that the Russian military, the regular daily conscripted soldier, didn't know what they were getting into. There's reports that say that some soldiers believed they were going on training. There's other reports that some soldiers believed that they were coming to liberate Ukraine and that Ukrainians would be welcoming them with flowers. And there's other reports that say that some soldiers believed they were going to fight the Nazis.
Wow. So they didn't even know what
they didn't know what they were getting into. And today, the first United States citizen died in Ukraine. His name is James Whitney Hill. He was born June 27th, 1954 in Minnesota. He was killed by Russian soldiers who opened fire on a line of people who were waiting in line to go into a food store to buy food. Because supplies are in short supply all over the Ukraine. It's not like regular, you can walk into a store and get what you want. So there's only a certain amount of people allowed in the store. They're only allowed a certain amount of supplies. They can't go off into the store and buy all the toilet paper. So everybody has to wait in line to go in and just get a small amount of things.
That's horrible.
And apparently Russian soldiers opened fire on this line of people, and more than 10 people got killed, including this American.
That sounds like war crime to me.
Yes. And the House of Representatives voted overwhelmingly today to strip Russia of its preferential trade status in 424 to 8 vote. This will allow the United States to impose higher tariffs on Russian goods. It's just getting tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher for Russia. And there's one guy on Fox News, Tucker Carlson, and I don't know if he's a spy for Russia or a plant, but he's going on Fox News every night, Jonathan, and he's saying Russia has a right to be doing all of this. And Russia is taking all these clips, these clips from Tucker Carlson, and they're showing it to Russians across Russia, and saying, look, even the American news is saying we're right. So Russians are not even getting the news, and I don't know what the deal is with this guy. If he's a spy,
who is he?
He's actually the most watched guy on Fox News.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a spy. I don't know if he's a plant by Putin. I don't know if he's getting paid to say these things.
I'm sure he's getting paid.
I don't know. I don't know. On one of the things that Putin used to justify going to war after the Nazi thing, after he was going to liberate, one of the things that he used was the United States was in Ukraine doing biological weapons research. Well, Tucker Carlson on March 9th said, you see, I was right. The Russians say they found weapons research by the United States. Why are we there? Why is he parroting what Putin is saying?
Right. He needs to be taken off.
I don't understand that. On Sunday, Joe Biden's National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told NBC that Russian claims about biological warfare facilities in Ukraine could indicate Russians' willingness to use such weapons. He said when Russia starts accusing other countries of potentially doing something, it's a good tell that they may be on the cusp of doing it themselves. There would be no reason why the United States would be conducting weapons research on the border of Russia with a non-NATO aligned, non-European aligned country.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And did you see Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, I did.
His best performance ever.
It's really good.
Best performance ever. Former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, he recorded a searing, inspiring, 9-minute message to the Russian people, the Russian soldiers, and to Vladimir Putin himself, in which he aims to spread the truth about the war in Ukraine and combat the Russian government's disinformation campaign. He started his video saying, I'm sending this message. Oh, we can play it. Let's play it.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for sharing your time with me. I'm sending this message through various different channels to reach my dear Russian friends and the Russian soldiers serving in Ukraine. I'm speaking to you today because there are things that are going on in the world that are being kept from you. Terrible things that you should know about. But before I talk about the harsh realities, let me just tell you about the Russian who became my hero.
And he went on to say that the justification why Vladimir Putin went into Russia, his justification that he told the Russian people is that he's going to liberate the Ukraine from fascists and Nazis. Let's see what Arnold Schwarzenegger had to say about that.
Know that your government has told you that this is a war to denazify Ukraine. Denazify Ukraine? This is not true. Ukraine is a country with a Jewish president, I might add, whose father's 3 brothers were all murdered by the Nazis. You see, Ukraine did not start this war. Neither did nationalists or Nazis. Those in power in the Kremlin.
So, in a movement to remove the perceived bias, Schwarzenegger drew a clear line of comparison between Russia's actions in Ukraine and the January 6th insurrection in the United States. He said, I speak with the same heartfelt concern as I spoke to the American people when there was an attempted insurrection on January 6th last year when a wild crowd was storming the U.S. Capitol. I urge everybody to watch this video. It was amazing. He did an amazing job. You just have to Google it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Russia, talks to Russia. And he put it out today. And then send it to all your friends. Let them send it to their friends. Let it get out, because the Russian people eventually they got to know. They got to know that they're being lied to.
For sure.
They're being lied to. And by the way, this was not in coordination with the White House. The White House
did this on his own.
He did this on his own. The White House says they knew nothing about it and only watched it after it was put out. He also, I read that he asked Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. Remember Lieutenant Colonel Vindman? He was the colonel who outed Donald Trump in the he was a Republican, by the way. He outed Donald Trump in the White House and said Donald Trump in 2018 was trading arms to the Ukraine, or asked Zelensky to accept arms, but only if they would make up lies about Biden and Hunter Biden to help Trump win re-election. Can you imagine if you look back now, and that, by the way, led to his first impeachment. You look back now about how Trump was so selfish that he didn't even care about the Ukrainian security.
Right.
He was trading his own political selfish motives for the entire Ukrainian, and was holding up security guarantees, holding up military transfers for his own political gain. And look what happened. And did you see WNBA star Brittany Griner? She was arrested apparently sometime in February. She is considered, for those who don't follow the WNBA, the best female basketball player in the WNBA.
She's like 6'9".
And for those who can argue that she's not the best or the second best or the third best, she is considered the best offensive female basketball player in the history of female basketball in the United States of America. She was playing her basketball in Russia. She was getting paid about $1 million to play there, more than she gets paid in the WNBA.
It's crazy to be the best in your game and having to go to another country in order to make some money.
And unfortunately, obviously she didn't know Russia was going to invade Ukraine. She's on a contract and has to play basketball there. And while traveling in an airport, she had a pipe or a vape. Vape that had some sort of smell of hashish oil. A smell of it. No weed, no marijuana. No, it was a smell of it coming from that vape. And what happened was that she got arrested. The dog smelled it. She got arrested. And quite frankly, she is a political prisoner now of Russia.
Yeah.
She is being used as a pawn by Russia. Had Russia not invaded Ukraine, had the West and NATO not gave all these sanctions, had we not potentially be almost at the cusp of World War III, she would not be in jail right now. The number one player in the WNBA is in jail. And not a lot of people are talking about it.
I was going to say,
a lot of people are talking about it.
I feel like if this was an NBA
if this was LeBron James, who is the number one basketball player.
We would have got him back here yesterday.
Right? LeBron James. Pick the number one basketball player in the NBA.
Honestly, pick any of the top ones. Like, not saying even number one basketball player. Like, any of the top NBA players. It could be James Harden. It could be any one of them. And it would not only be all over the news, he probably would have already been back here. So I'm happy that we're speaking about this, because it's already one thing that she had to go to another country in order to make money, and for something that she's well deserved of. But now we're not even really telling her story. So I'm happy we're talking about that.
She's facing she's facing a maximum of 10 years in prison. She was arrested on February 17th at a Moscow airport, and Russia said she's going to be detained at least until May 19th, maybe beyond.
Sheesh.
The United States State Department spokesman Ned Price said Tuesday at a briefing, they've been doing everything we can to support Brittany and her family and to work with them to see that she is treated appropriately and seek her release. But quite frankly, there's nothing the United States can do. Biden and Putin aren't talking to each other.
Right.
Biden's saying Putin's a war criminal, and Putin arrested this woman. The only way to say she's a political prisoner and was kidnapped.
Aren't Trump and Putin friends? Can't they
Yes.
just talk? Biden should yo, Trump, talk to your boy.
Former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton joined a growing contingent of family, friends, and officials calling for a release with a Free Britney tweet on Wednesday. And you saw Barack Obama came down with coronavirus, but I think he's going to be okay.
He'll be okay.
He said on Twitter, I had a scratchy throat for a couple of days, but I'm feeling fine otherwise. And there were roughly 35,000 infections over the last week, down sharply from mid-January when that average was closer to 800,000. That's in the entire United States of America.
Good job.
All right, let's do some wacky world news, all right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We got some wacky news. All right, so person has claimed, Jonathan, that a painting he had bought had turned everything dark around him while putting it up, and he put it up on eBay and listed it as a cursed painting. According to reports, the painting was bought from a flea market, and the seller has priced it to sell on eBay at $96. The painting features 2 weird dolls and says, "Beware, cursed vintage painting dolls, art creepy, eerie warning, 1967. In its description, the seller has explained how he came to buy the cursed painting and the effects it had on his life. He also said that he bought the art from a woman at a flea market, and she even wrote to him in a warning that he will be cursed before selling it. He admitted not listening to the woman's warning, and he bought the painting since he liked to collect weird things.
Winning bid.
He wrote, "I was struck by the strangeness of the painting. In the beginning, the man had thought that the painting represents spring and rebirth, but soon he realized it only reflected one thing. When he hung it up in his living room, he realized that the woman from the flea market was right. This painting is cursed." He claimed that he faced trouble sleeping, and he rested on the couch, and the frightening dolls were watching him as if they were alive.
Hell no.
He was sleep deprived. He claimed that he took a toll on his immune system and experienced a cold accompanied by incessant throbbing headaches every time the dolls looked at him. The seller said he spent 5 days facing uneasiness, loneliness, sickness, and sleeplessness. After buying the painting, he claimed that everything grew so dark around him, and he finally decided to list it on eBay to get rid of the curse. And how much was it bought for?
Well, it seems like the winning bid was $1,750.
And now would you buy this painting?
Yeah.
You would?
Absolutely.
You think it's cursed?
Yeah.
And what would you do with it?
You really believe I would buy that painting?
Would you hang it up in your enemy?
What?
You're like,
no.
I
don't even. I'm afraid of even looking at it now.
Would you buy the painting and say,
no,
I have this enemy and I'm going to give this as a gift to my enemy?
No, because I believe in karma as well. No, my enemy will deal with their.
Would you give it as a gift and send it to the Kremlin? Say, here, Vladimir Putin from Bradshaw Live. Hang it up in your office.
I might have somebody else buy it. I don't want it coming from my money, but I might put that, little bug in somebody else's ear and be like, hey, why don't you just do this?
Was that the doll?
That probably,
Was that the doll?
Next one.
By the way, are we cursed just talking about it, showing that picture?
Said. That's why I'm like, buy it?
Maybe we're cursed through the TV. What was that movie where they cursed through the TV? That horror show?
I don't know.
Did we just curse ourselves?
No, nope. Because I didn't look at it.
Meanwhile, Hidden Valley Ranch just made a diamond for $12,000.
What?
Yeah, what? Hidden Valley Ranch, the Chicago-based condiment company, decided to create a 2-carat cut diamond through a process using its famous ranch dressing. Deb Crandall, Hidden Valley marketing director, said in a press release, when one of our custom Valentine's Day bottles was used in a marriage proposal last year, we were inspired. We saw a love of ranch become a part of one's life's most beautiful moments. It made us wonder, how can we make this act of love even more memorable? The company sought the help of geologist Dean Vanden Biesen to make this diamond. In order to do so, Vanden Biesen first heated the Hidden Valley dry ranch seasoning to 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
What?
The geologist explained out of that process, the ranch seasoning is transformed into graphite. And graphite is what's needed to go inside the diamond press in order to transform it into a diamond. Once inside the press, the graphite was crushed under 400 tons of pressure for 2 months, eventually creating a beautiful diamond. The jewel was then polished to perfection before being set in a white gold band with the initials HVR LVR for Hidden Valley Ranch Lover engraved on the side. The company put it up for auction, and as of Friday afternoon, the bids have surged over $12,000.
Wow.
And the winner is going to be announced on March 20th. Would you buy in a diamond that was artificially made out of ranch seasoning? I called it dressing. It was ranch seasoning.
Yeah, no.
No. All right, so that's our wacky news of the day. We're running a little late, so we got to get to our TikTok.
Yes.
In this edition of TikTok Time, I answer questions about adjustment of status, a visa from Iran, and the ESTA program. Let's watch. Happy St. Patrick's Day. On an ESTA, you only get 90 days. There is no extension. So you can only come for 90 days and you must leave. There's no extension for vacation houses on an ESTA, unfortunately. You file your adjustment after 90 days of arrival in the United States on a visitor's visa. If you file before 90 days, you're looking at a possible denial for misrepresentation after 90. For your fiance in Iran, after it's approved, it goes to the National Visa Center. You may want to try to expedite it based on humanitarian reasons. Since there is no U.S. embassy in Iran, there's no diplomatic relations between the United States and Iran, your fiance would be required to go to Turkey, Istanbul, most likely, to go for his or her visa appointment. Good luck. So I did celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and if anyone noticed, it's in the same sweater. I did that today. Yeah.
See, you did it.
I did. I went out and celebrated.
That right there is proof.
That's right. All right, you ready for some meat and potatoes?
Absolutely.
All right, it's dinner time. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Public service announcement, Jonathan. Dawn Harriet, is Brad wearing lipstick? No, I am not wearing lipstick. I don't know why you think I'm wearing lipstick. I have never worn lipstick in my life, Dawn Harriet. I am sorry to disappoint you. All right, we're ready for meat and potatoes now. Sandy in Queens, what's up?
Hello.
How are you?
I am fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Good. Thanks for taking my question. I have a son who migrated here from the Caribbean when he was 4.5 years old. Came here legally. At the age of 31, he was in Florida and he got picked up by Pinellas police for 2 grams of marijuana. He was processed. I don't know what took place after that, but I know he was reporting to his probation officer for quite some time, a little over a year or so. After which, he was at work one day when ICE picked him up after over a year. And so he was deported. It has been about 10, 11 years.
Did he have a green card?
Yes, he had a green card.
Well, he should have seen an immigration judge if he pled guilty to just possession of marijuana more than 30 grams, and he was here since he was 2 years old. He was eligible for relief from removal. Did he see an immigration judge? Did he fight his case?
He saw the immigration judge. They took him because when I got a lawyer, the lawyer said that he had to move first to remove the felony.
But was it a sale of drugs or was it a possession of drugs? That's a big difference.
I don't know if it was sale of
because if it was a possession, he's not an aggravated felon. He had relief from removal. If it was sale of drugs, he's potentially an aggravated felon, which would make it a different situation. Now, question for you. He came when he was 2 years old with a green card.
Oh, he came here when he was 4.
Came here when he was 4 years old with his green card, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Was his biological mother or father a citizen before he was 18?
No.
Oh, that's too bad, because had either one of them become a citizen, he would have been an automatic citizen.
No.
All right. So the $1 million question, was it sale of drugs or possession of drugs? It makes a hell of a big difference.
Okay.
I'm asking you that question. You said okay. That's not an
Oh,
answer.
oh, it's a sale. I can only assume that it was sale.
I don't know. We don't like to assume anything because people's lives are on the line.
Okay.
So what I would suggest we do, okay, if you really want to see if there's anything that can be done and if everything, you know, somewhere somebody screwed up somewhere, because I understand he's deported now, the only thing we can do as attorneys is request records from the immigration court to see what happened. And then we can take it from there.
It was sale?
I'm sorry?
My husband just telling me now that it was sale.
It was sale. If it was a sale of drugs, then he had a bad criminal defense attorney, because you can't plead guilty to a sale of drugs if you've been here since you were 4 years old. Was this his first arrest, or he had multiple arrests?
I think it was the first. It's the first time that
you can't. That's just a bad criminal defense attorney. You can't plead guilty to a sale of drugs.
He didn't do anything for him.
Yeah. All right. So I don't have the answer right now, but we would need to look at all of his records and see if there's maybe we can do something. Maybe we can't. I have no idea. All right. But that would be the first step. Is, you know, kind of, you know, do a little digging and see everything that happened. So hold on one second. But as an aggravated felon, you're automatically deportable. You're an aggravated felon on a sale of drugs. All right, hold on one second. Let's go to Shanique in Springfield, Massachusetts. Shanique.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, what's going on?
So I have a question. So I'm married to a U.S. citizen. We've been married for 6 months now, and we want to go ahead and file a petition for me, the petition I-130. However, you haven't been paying taxes, so I wanted to know...
Why is he not paying taxes, is the question.
So technically, he's running a restaurant, but the business is under his friend name, who's renting the shop from.
Right.
And hence the reason why...
So technically, he's not paying his taxes when he should be. All right, I don't want to say tax absconder or anything mean, but he's not paying his taxes. He can resolve it, okay? But you can't ask the government for a benefit for your spouse, which would be you getting a green card, when you're not even paying a tax return, okay? It's actually a crime. So to fix it, it's a very simple thing to fix. Go to a tax preparer, file back taxes, and if he can't afford to pay the back taxes, then he can negotiate, or a good tax preparer can negotiate down his tax debt. That's what I would do. Resolve the tax issue, and then he can file your adjustment. Even if he doesn't earn enough money, he could always get a second affidavit of support. It's not the whether he earns enough money or not. It's the fact that he earned money and never filed a tax return.
Right. So in this case, the affidavit of support alone wouldn't help.
Because your husband's not filing a tax return as he should be.
Right.
He can't go into immigration as a healthy person and just say, I don't work. He's lying.
Right. Exactly.
Or he says, I do work, I just refuse to pay taxes. Well, then we refuse to give your wife a green card. That's what would happen. All right, so you got to fix it. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. All right. Let's go to David in Rialto, California.
What do you do, Uncle Becky? Can you hear me?
I do. What's up?
I just want to say thank you, Mr. Bernstein. I started listening to your Brad Show live show like in 2018.
Wow.
And then I had a consultation with you, and from the first question I asked you about my case, I had confidence. So in January of 2021, I filed my case, and I started, and then I got my green card last month.
Congratulations. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. Can I ask, so did I do the case for you, or you just did a consultation with me?
Yeah, you did I did the consultation with you, and then there was a lawyer assigned to me.
Okay, fine. So my office did it. Great. Congratulations. Could I ask what we did for you?
the adjustment of status.
Fabulous.
So
Fabulous.
the whole package.
Fabulous. So congratulations to you. Thank you for calling and letting us know that we did a great job. Do you have any specific question, or we just want to congratulate you for taking the next step in your life?
Thank you. Yeah, my question is for my sister. So she has DACA. And I want to know, what does she need to travel to Mexico to visit our grandparents?
Well,
is there a waiver or something?
You need to file for advance parole, and you need to show some humanitarian reason why you need to travel, or you're traveling for educational purposes. You can't say, I just want to go visit somebody. So usually the humanitarian reason is, my grandparents are old, they're not well, they're sick, I'm concerned something's going to happen to them, I want to see them, God forbid, before something happens. Something like that. But you have to express what's going on. You just can't say, I want to travel.
So, one of our grandpas died, like, last 2 years ago, I think. Would that be a good humanitarian reason?
Well, that could be maybe a concern that she's concerned that another grandparents, she doesn't want to have all her grandparents die and never see them. So maybe, I don't know what their medical conditions are, but we can talk to her, not on the show and figure it out. Obviously we want to tell the truth. You don't want to lie, so we got to figure it out.
Yeah, and say there's medical conditions and everything's good, about how long will the process take?
About 4 months, 5 months.
Okay, then.
All right, hold on. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Miguel in Rialto, California. 2 people from Rialto. Wow, Miguel.
I used to live close to
Really?
Rialto.
Miguel, how are you?
I'm good.
You know David?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Brad.
You know David from Rialto?
No, I'm not from Rialto. I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, why are they saying you're from Rialto? Oh, how would you know David from Rialto if you're from New Jersey? Oh, they told me wrong. You're from New Jersey.
No,
okay, so what's going on?
All right. Hi, Brad. I'm listening from 2018 to be exact. Yeah, but the thing is that the question what I wanna ask. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, the question what I wanna ask. I'm been here from 2018 on a visa for get my green card, but the green card expire 1 year now.
Did you? So you had a 2-year green card. You got it through marriage.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got a 2-year green card.
And then
but
did
the
you
green
file to remove the conditions?
Yes, I filed for remove the condition.
You have an extension.
Right. So
okay. So what's the problem?
I can't travel still, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You should have a letter that says
I got the letter.
You have the letter that extends your green card. It says either 18 months or 24 months. Travel with that letter and the expired green card.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
All right. Let's go to Sarah in the Bronx. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What's going on?
Needed to know that we had an interview in October 2021, and it's been 5.5 months. I didn't receive any information, no updates, no nothing. So we're just worried that where the case is and
who
do we need to write to someone to get an update?
1 second. What was the interview for?
It was an asylum interview.
Asylum interview.
Yes.
Eventually you'll get a decision. You can write them for a decision. It'll either be you're approved or you're being referred to an immigration judge. I don't know anything about your case, where you're from, or what your claim was, but you certainly can write them. But it's unusual after 6 months not to hear something. So I'm sure you'll be hearing something soon. I would hate to say let's do a mandamus unless you have a really, really good case, because they could just say, all right, you're denied, because it's very discretionary. So yeah, but you can write them and just ask for a follow-up. I don't know if it'll do anything, but maybe it'll make you feel better by writing them.
All right. And to whom should we write?
The officer who interviewed you.
Okay. But we do not have any interview of the officer who interviewed us. But yes, U.S. immigration, we can write general. You
don't know the guy's name or the woman's name?
She was a girl, and I forgot the name, actually.
All right. So good thing to know for people in the future. Whenever you go for an interview, always ask the officer's name. So you have it.
Okay.
But yeah, just write
thank
to the
you.
office then. You would have to write attention supervisor and to the office.
Attention supervisor. Okay.
Wherever you went for an interview.
So first of all, I need to wait till 6 months, and then 6 months.
No, you can write the letter now. It's doesn't hurt anything. But I would assume you'll get a decision shortly. If you don't hear anything within another 8, 12 weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah,
okay, 8 weeks, right?
Yeah, give me a call.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks. Let's go to Godfrey in Stanton, California. Hi, Godfrey.
Hi, Brad. Thank
you
for picking my call.
What's your question?
My question is that I came in the U.S. on a visa, B2, B1, and I applied for asylum. I went for an interview 2 times, but I never gotten any response. And I got married in 2022, recently. And
How did you come to the United States?
I came on a B1, B2 visa.
So file the adjustment through your wife and withdraw your asylum.
Oh, yes. She has already filed for me.
Okay, then you have to withdraw your asylum. No, you can't get a green card through adjustment if you don't withdraw your asylum.
Okay. So I wanted to ask about the stepchildren for my wife. Is it possible to file for my son who is 19 years now?
If your marriage occurred before he was 18, how long have you been married?
Well, he was already 19.
No,
so
then unfortunately she can't file for him.
Okay.
Where is he now?
He's back in Africa.
Yeah, no, he would have to wait for you to get a green card. You would have to file for him, and he'll probably be in the F2B category. And unfortunately, he won't get here till his late 20s.
Okay, how about if I brought him to this on J1?
If he can get a J1, more power to him, but I doubt they'd give it to him.
Is that the one for studies? Because he's going to
It's
college.
an exchange program. J1's an exchange program. F1's student visa. But I doubt they'd give him either one because A, his father applied for asylum, and B, his father now applied for a green card. They're going to say he's not returning home. But try. Worst they'll say is no. But I doubt they'll get it.
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Sarah in Orlando, Florida.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, Sarah.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
And I have a question for you. I was married for a couple of years, but my husband, he divorced me, and then he went on and he married someone else for 9 years. Now they're separated. They're in a divorce proceeding. Can he file for me?
No, he's divorced you. How can he file for you if you're not married to him for 9 years?
So he cannot remarry me?
Can he remarry you? Yes, but he has to get divorced first and remarry you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That was my question.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bernadette in Philadelphia.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon. Thanks for accepting my call. I came to the United States without a visa, and I got caught, me and 2 kids, and the immigration officer told me I must get a lawyer to speed up my case. That was the 19th of December last year.
Speed up your case for what? If you got caught at the border, what are you doing? Are you applying for asylum? What are you doing?
Yes, it's asylum.
Where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica.
Okay.
But I came through the Bahamas.
Okay. So the question is, what's your claim for asylum?
It's dangerous back home, and my kids...
That's not a good claim for asylum from Jamaica. You don't want to speed that case up. Being dangerous back home is not a claim of asylum. I'm just being frank with you.
I can't go back.
You need to express a much greater threat, and you need to be able to show that you are part of a social group that is personally being targeted. So you need help before you start speeding up any cases, because you speed up a case, you're looking at getting deported, which you don't want to do. Hold on one second.
Okay. So what I need to do?
What you need to do is make an appointment with a lawyer. That's what you need to do. Let's go to Sam in Atlanta.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm okay. Last month, on the 16th of February, I went for an interview, for a green card interview, myself and my wife. So when we got to the field office, the ISO and the floor supervisor, they came to me and they explained to me that my file was yet to arrive, so that they have no choice but to reschedule. On that same day, my case status updated, so interview was rescheduled, and interview notice is going to be mailed out. So it's been like a month now. I haven't gotten a new interview date. I don't really know.
I would wait at least 120 days before you do anything. They usually take about 4 months to reschedule if the file hasn't reached there yet.
Is it uncommon for this to happen? Because I'm kind of scared if they must have lost my file or something.
No, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it's common, but I would say that every couple of weeks I do hear a similar story. So don't read into it that there's something wrong with your case. I have heard that story. I do hear that story several times a year when people go for an interview and the file hasn't arrived at the local office. So I wouldn't say it's common, but I've seen it happen. And what I would say is don't read anything into it. 99.99% is really the truth. They were slow getting the file to the office. So don't look into it. Give them 120 days. If you don't hear anything, call me back.
All right, thank you.
All right. And low number of calls this today.
Today.
Not this week. Yeah. Maybe everybody's celebrating St. Patrick's Day, perhaps.
It is that time.
It is. So if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, you can always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. You can drop me a DM, and you can ask your immigration question in the DM. You could also follow us at Bradshaw Live on Instagram. You can't handle 2 hours of us, but you can handle 30 seconds of us. Follow us on Bradshaw Live on Instagram, and of course our fastest growing social media platform, TikTok. You can leave your question in the comment section, and maybe you will get lucky enough for me to answer it, hopefully without a St. Patrick's Day hat. 3 people were extra lucky today and got an answer with the St. Patrick's Day hat.
Yep, and you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And later in the show, we're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with a walk down memory lane, visiting the different holiday parades and festivities we've attended and the people we have met through the years.
And in today's VIP outtake, Brad speaks with writer, online creator, and Irish voice and Irish Central contributor. I always say contributor.
Yes,
contributor, okay. Vin McCarthy, about growing up first generation Irish in America.
So how was it growing up as the son of Irish immigrants? Tell me about your upbringing.
It's just, you just get that sense, you get the sense of the immigrant story, as well as you get some of the Irish values, right? So you get some of the wit and the cynicism, as well as the love and the care that comes from Irish homes. A lot of my friends now and growing up also had immigrant parents, but their parents immigrated from places like Colombia or other places in South America, or from the Caribbean islands, stuff like that. So they still have that kind of that sense of the immigrant story, where your parents came to this country to make a better life for you, so you better get that better life. And aside from that, I guess the particular Irish stuff is little traditions that I didn't know were Irish until well after the fact. There's for a particular instance, right around Christmas, when you have Christmas dinner, we have these things called Irish crackers, which are kind of like a tiny firework that you pull with someone else, and it opens up and there's a prize inside. And I thought that was something that everybody did at Christmas. And I only later found out that no, that's an Irish thing.
All right, social media check-in. Let's do it.
All right, Calvin Maxwell on YouTube. What does it mean when immigration say they're reviewing your case and they would have an answer for you in 2 to 4 months? Is this a good thing?
It means they're reviewing your case and they're going to give you an answer in 2 to 4 months. I don't know if it's a good thing or not. I don't know what they're reviewing. But sometimes you don't get an answer in 2 to 4 months. Sometimes you get it in 6 months. Sometimes you get it in 8 months. Sometimes you never get an answer. That's when you need to file a mandamus. But I don't know if it's a good thing or not.
Chris K on YouTube. I'm the wife of a permanent resident awaiting my immigrant visa interview in Guyana. Can I threaten the embassy with a mandamus for them to do their job because interviews are taking forever?
Unlikely.
AJ on YouTube. When is it time for a mandamus for I-751? I've been pending for 16 months.
Not time yet.
So when's the time?
3 years, 3.5 years.
Oh,
Like
you got
that.
some time.
Yeah.
All right, Justina on YouTube.
And the reason is because you're a permanent resident. It's not like you're losing a benefit. You are still a permanent resident of the United States, so it's not like it's different than, say, for example, filing an adjustment and they hold your permanent residence for years and years and don't give it to you. It's a big difference.
Okay, Justina Ejiofo.
But I would say one thing. If it's been pending that long and you're eligible for naturalization, do your naturalization. It will speed it up.
Justina on YouTube. How long does it take to get a biometric appointment after filing in January? Receipt notice received January 31st.
I don't know, but generally it's anywhere from 3 to 6 months.
Qudrago Faisal on YouTube. I have an asylum removal proceeding pending, but I got married back in 2018. I filed all the marriage documents, but haven't heard from immigration yet. But I didn't cancel my asylum case. What should I do?
Cancel your asylum case because you can't get approved if you have a pending asylum.
Ajongako Steven on YouTube. I came to America with my girlfriend the same day and filed for asylum. She was granted asylum and my own case is still pending. Can she file for me to adjust my status if we get married?
She filed for asylum. How'd she come here?
So they both came to America. The boyfriend and girlfriend came to America with, and the same day they filed for asylum. She was granted her asylum, and his case is still pending. So can she file for him?
No, because they never married. They never married
How about if they get married?
They had to get married before the asylum was granted.
There you go. Chung Kate on Facebook. How long does it take for USCIS to respond to an expedite for 601 waiver? And what's the time frame for the 601 waiver to be approved?
601 waivers are taking like 12 to 18 months these days. Expedites are, they can respond whenever they want, sometimes within weeks, sometimes within months.
God's Grace on YouTube. If I have to go back to my country to pick up the green card, do you have to do police record and medical when you go back?
No, you do it with the National Visa Center before you go.
Anushandra on YouTube. I have an EAD C30 as abused spouse of H-1B after divorce, and it does not have any visa, just EAD. I'm on the second extension of the EAD C30 and VAWA and the VAWA is filed, the ex-spouse, now green card. Is it called overstay?
No.
Okay, another one from Anushandra on YouTube. Can I go and stay in India and come back once VAWA is approved?
Yes.
Safari.
But you may have a 10-year bar. So we got to make sure, and if you do, then you're going to have to file a waiver. So double check that before you leave.
Safari Tresor on YouTube. I was granted adjustment of status based on a marriage case 1 month ago. Until now, I didn't get my green card. I called USCIS for an info pass. They gave me a service number without an appointment. What's next?
Go down to immigration and say, where's my green card?
And last, Daryl Winnabow on YouTube. Should my spouse file an I-130 for me or wait for her to get her citizenship before filing for my adjustment?
Either one, you're going to get your green card on the same day either way. And St. Patrick's Day is a national celebration in Ireland, but is celebrated all over the world by people of all backgrounds. New York City boasts the world's largest St. Patrick's Day parade, marches down Midtown Manhattan's Fifth Avenue annually, and was back this year after a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic. So in honor of today's holiday, we take a look at St. Patrick's Day parades and celebrations we've attended throughout the years and the people we've met. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy Jonathan Elias. Guess what? We're here in New York City celebrating St. Patrick's Day. It's all about the green, as you can see. Today's a cultural and religious celebration held on March 17th. It's also the traditional death date of St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland. I need some green beer. What does St. Patrick's Day mean to you?
St. Patrick's Day is family, it's history, it's having fun.
Not Irish, but I am Catholic, and St. Patrick is a saint, and he went to Ireland to bring Christianity to the people of Ireland, and so the three-leaf clover is actually, he showed that to them to express the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
St. Patrick's Day means good food, great family get-togethers, seeing cousins that you hadn't seen in a while, and just like a lot of love and celebration.
Awesome. How about for you?
Basically the same thing, yeah.
Okay, and you?
A day to just be with your family and have a great time.
It's a wonderful day that everybody celebrates our heritage, gets out, mingles, and has a good time. A lot of fun.
And where can I get one of these? I need one.
This is called a sporan. It's horsehair.
Ah.
These are mallets for my tenor drum. This is the New York City tartan, actually, and we're the only other ones that have it.
Today has been such a fun day. The St. Patrick's Day Parade in New York City is the place to be. Woo! Woo!
I found me some new friends. They didn't start drinking yet. Are you having fun today?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm going for first time. Yeah.
Have you been to the parade before?
No, that's the first time. I like it. Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah. I like
Let me see a little dance with you.
Thank you, good looking.
Oh,
stop it.
Hey, we have a celebrity here. You guys been to the St. Patrick's Day Parade before?
Yes.
It's actually my first time.
What? And you came dripped out like this?
Had to, in the city, the parade, it's like, it's one day a year, you gotta go hard.
I'm here celebrating.
So are you Irish?
Nope, not at all.
First of all, I love your outfit.
Well, thanks.
So can you please explain what all of this is?
Okay, so basically we used a classical Celtic kind of uniform, which consists of a kilt. So this was created for New York City after 9/11 by the people of Ireland. You have a ceremonial sporran. Sometimes you'll see a horsehair sporran, which is more of a military side. But there's also pouches. Bagpipers will have a fly plate. Then we have what's called the Balmoral hat. For people of Irish descent, I think it's just that aspect of that sentimentality toward, where they came from.
Sam, how'd you even get here? Were you here the whole time?
Yes, Jonathan, I've been following you around. There was no way I was going to miss the St. Patrick's Day Parade. I went last year with you and it was a blast. And look, I got a corsage for you.
Oh.
Hey, what do you got here?
No, 21 and over. Oh, Sam. No, Brad, get your boy.
Jonathan, I like a little bit of a cocktail now and then.
All right, here.
Here.
Are you drunk?
Baby soon.
I'm here at Rockaway Beach in the borough of Queens. Now, Rockaway Beach is so deep in Irish roots that it was actually once called the Irish Riviera because of this huge Irish American population. Now, on the first Saturday of March, the second largest St. Patrick's Day parade, other than, of course, the one on 5th Avenue, is actually held here in this amazing neighborhood. And we're here to celebrate the 45th year of this special celebration. Say what's up to y'all. Are y'all ready? We're excited right now, okay? As you can see, guys, I found an amazing family right here. They're my new friends. What's your guys' name?
Ellen Ferguson.
Ryan. And what is her? Oh God, look how gorgeous she is. What's her name?
Nora.
Nora. So now, obviously, this is her first parade.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It feels great.
Yeah.
I grew up here, so it's nice to bring her home.
Yeah, and you've been coming to this parade for how long?
Probably since I was born. I used to march in it, and so now I'm a spectator.
Wow, and how about you?
This is my first parade too.
This is your first parade. All right, that's amazing. So how does it feel to come together as a family and just celebrate together?
Oh, it's nice. This community is one big family, so
Yeah.
it's nice that everyone's here and they get to celebrate.
What's your name?
Sean.
Nice. And are you from this neighborhood?
I am, yes. I grew up in Rockaway Beach.
Nice. Yeah. So you actually have been coming to this parade then, right?
Oh yeah, every year we make sure to see it. My little guy who's running around, he now attends it with me every year. We love it.
it's a Irish community, and roots run strong here.
Yeah, I heard because it was actually called the Irish Riviera at one
Right.
point.
Yes, it was. Actually, something cool about that, as a matter of fact, was Rockaway, when it was the Irish Riviera, it had actually more bars per capita area, the square footage, than any place in the world at one point in time.
Really?
Yes. The Irish have a lot of spirit in them.
Now, what's your name?
My name's Bernadette McCann.
What does St. Patrick's Day mean to you?
Well, for our family, we burned down Hurricane Sandy 7 years ago. Just getting up and running back in November, so we just feel totally lucky to be supported. You know, my father started this business in 1980, and we know what it's like to run a business, but getting back up and running was hard. It was a struggle, and a lot of roadblocks, a lot of things that stopped us, but my brothers and all the people that helped us get up and running.
So what does that say about the Irish community then? Like, I want them to know.
We don't give up.
Yeah.
We don't give up. I mean, I know we're known for a few cocktails, but I mean, this town, it's much more than that. This town doesn't stop. I mean, if you look down this block right here, all these homes burned down.
Wow.
People talk about, a restaurant. Yes, we had a tough time, but we have families that didn't get into their own homes with children and struggled for years and didn't have anything. And they were the ones still supporting us, saying, we can't wait for you to get back, when they still weren't living in their own homes. So it shows, how much support and love that we've had since day one.
So I want your favorite memory of St. Patrick's Day.
This is a sad one, but my brother was killed on September 11th, my brother Charlie, and he loved this place. So this day reminds me of him, and he would be so proud of today. So I want to give him a plug. And my Uncle Rich, we just lost him recently. We're wearing shirts for him today in memory of Dick Roberts. Uncle Rich helped us and the Roberts family. They're a huge staple to this. They're owners and they're with us, so we know we shine it down today.
I love it. That makes it even more special.
Oh, this day, we miss them tremendously, but it's just look at this. I mean, everyone's having a great time. If you look inside, we're lucky.
All right, walk down memory lane. And by the way, Jorge Silva, we got your question here. He's asking on YouTube, Jorge Silva, my VAWA was denied. What can I do, or what do I need to do? It depends on why your VAWA was denied. So if it was denied because they didn't believe, there's 3 components to a VAWA case. There's actually 4 components if you really want to think about it. There's, are you an abused spouse? Do you have good moral character? Was it a real marriage? And then ultimately, are you eligible to adjust your status? You're not inadmissible. I don't know why it was denied. Generally, my advice is not to appeal and to refile again as long as you are not divorced from your wife, or the divorce was less than 2 years ago, because that would be faster than doing an appeal. And number 2, that allows us to fix the problems rather than arguing that you should have been approved in the first place. 3, it prevents deportation. 4, it allows you to renew your work permit and travel permission. So generally, my advice is refile, but let's figure out what the problem is. And you can always give us a call. You ready for speed round?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. We've been doing good so far. I think so. We even did good yesterday, right?
Yes.
So all week, we've done it.
Yes.
When we started, Jonathan, doing 10 questions, you said, "Holy cow!"
Yeah.
And I kind of like used a little soap on the cow. You said something holy, something else.
Did I?
Yes, but I say you said "holy cow." You're like, yes, I said. When have you ever said "holy cow"? Never in your life.
Yeah, never.
Okay, you said "holy" something else, but since this is a family show, I used a little soap and washed it down a little bit.
Thank you.
You said we can't do it.
Yeah.
But we have.
We have.
Yes, you said that's a lot. But
you see how I have to concentrate.
Yes.
That's why I hate the camera on me. I'm like, ooh,
all right, you ready? Let's do it.
I'm waiting for my countdown.
Oh, wait.
No, I didn't get my countdown.
We need a countdown.
It's all in my ear, guys. By the way, squad, I wait for my countdown. They're probably
we get a count. Just so how it works. we get a countdown. So because we want to start at the moment that clock starts. You ready? Let's do it.
For Canadians, is employment or investment category faster to get a green card?
Investment, probably.
Can I apply for a visitor's visa while my husband is in USA with asylum pending?
Probably not. They'll deny it.
I got my PR card 5 years ago. Can I apply for my citizenship?
Of course.
Can you get married while you're on ESTA?
Yes, but it may be a misrepresentation if you try to adjust your status. You got to do it close to 90 days or after.
When can you file for AOS while on a visitor's visa?
90 days after your entry.
Can a 16-year-old get a passport with only one parent consent?
If that parent has full guardianship.
How to get a green card after you arrive in the U.S.?
Speak to a lawyer.
Can I collect short-term disability with my EAD after surgery?
Probably not.
Can a grandparent file for grandchildren over 21?
No.
Is it smarter to say you're coming to the U.S. on a B2 or ESTA to visit your boyfriend?
Is it smart? Not really. Blow us up, Ian.
Yeah, I don't feel like
I
we
don't
got
think we
that.
got it. I screwed it up because
Yeah, I'm like,
I'll
one of
tell
them,
you,
I'm
blow
like-
us up, Ian. All right, blow us up, Ian. Man, there you go. Thank you.
I was looking like
yeah, because we would have had it. And I
That
repeated. I repeated the last question. You're like, is it smart to say?
Right.
And I'm like, is it smart? No, it's not smart. We were out of time. I should have just said no, and then it would have been fine. I don't know why I repeated the question.
Smarter to say you're coming to the U.S.
I thought you said, is it smart? And then I said no.
Smarter to say you're coming to the U.S. on B2 or ESTA to visit your...
Is it smarter to say? You
Either
can't say...
a B2 or an ESTA to visit your boyfriend.
It doesn't really matter. It's the same difference.
Okay, so yeah. We definitely didn't
We
get it.
definitely didn't get it. All right, comments of the day. What happened, Marge? Marge wants to know what happened. We don't know. We screwed up, Marge. Damn. All right, comments of the day.
We've been doing so good, too. All right, our comments of the day. Okay, how do you say this? Ajonkako? Ajogako. Steven, all right? Saying, I'm not number one today.
That's his comment of the day?
Yeah, I'm not.
He's
upset.
I was
upset that he's not number one.
Well,
Listen, it's okay.
Listen, we're upset that we blew up, okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot of upset people here right now, okay? A lot of upset people here.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right. Just you wanting to be number one.
And by the way, CE users correct. Short-term disability would be okay because it's not need-based.
All right.
All right. He said it's because you pay into it. It's not because you pay into it. It's because it's not need-based. All right. So altogether, I screwed up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
All
right. Our second comment of the day. Ooh, is this true? Willie L. Williams saying Brad buying Guinness for everyone.
Are you crazy?
I like that.
There's a lot of people to buy Guinness for, Willie L. Williams.
I like that.
All right, and last one.
No, we have two more.
Oh, two more.
Our third one. Darsh Singh saying, hope y'all have some beers today instead of tea.
We will do that for sure.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
We will do that for sure. Good idea.
Yes, and last one, super funny. This is about the scary doll picture. This is from Glamon, Marge Hicks saying, I would buy it for my mother-in-law in a heartbeat. So she would buy it. Somebody would buy it.
She would buy it for her mother-in-law.
In a heartbeat.
There you go, Marge. All right. Well, it's still online till March 20th. You can still do it.
I wouldn't.
I would stay away from it, but very funny. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Monday. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And visit us now at our Connecticut office, 221 Main Street, Suite 501, Hartford, Connecticut. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?